Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Alright everybody, welcome to another book haul and chit chat with me. I'm having myself a probiotic soda here. I'm just going to share this. This is the dupe for Poppy and it's called Pops and you can get it at Aldi. And it's like 50 cents a can cheaper. Tastes exactly the same, in my opinion. They have a dupe for basically every flavor of the main pack. This is the strawberry lemon. They have a cherry lime. They have a lemon lime. And they have a, there's one other. And I'm obsessed. I love my soda. But yeah, today we have a haul here. Mostly because some of the other videos I was planning I got a bit behind on and I need to get one filmed. And honestly, my stack was getting pretty thick over there. And once my stack gets too thick, then it's time to do a haul. So that's what we're going to do. And as always, I'm going to start with the books that are promo, were sent to me by publishers and or indie authors. If they are indie authors, I will definitely link to their book down below. Although, if I remember right, I will link to the other ones as well. But these ones were sent to me for release or anything like that. And we're just going to share those because that's what I love to do here. If an indie author sends a book my way, I always try to share it on my Instagram. And then I also share it on my channel. I don't promise you any type of review, but I also don't charge to literally show your book. So I just wanted to put that out there in case an indie author sees this, because I have been reached out to, I get reached out to all the time, but specifically there's been more lately who feel like they need to ask what my rates are to show their stuff on my channel. And I just want to be clear, I don't charge authors at all. The only author who pays me anything is the author that I'm a PA for. And even then, you guys know I don't talk about what I rate those books by her. And I still buy my own copies of her books in general. She's gifted me a few, but I buy them myself because I love them. I wouldn't spend my money on them if I didn't, right? But I just want to put that out there because when people ask what my rate is or if I want to collab, I don't really, I don't offer any type of collab besides if you send the book, I will show the book. That is how it goes. If I end up reading it because it interests me, then I will read it and talk about it. But there's no money that exchanges hands for any of the books that I share. It's purely, you sent me something pretty, I'll share it with my audience, read the back of it, and if any of my audience is interested or wants me to read it, then maybe it'll happen. But I just don't do that. I was going to say I'm not throwing any shade. I'll throw shite. I throw slight shade on people who would expect payment just to show your book on their channel. I'm sorry. That's not me. There are many different reasons why people will get paid for reading a book, and putting it on their channel like that is I just don't feel comfortable about it, right? That's just something I do with my ethics. But I've had people before question me when I share books by publishers, when I've called things a book haul, say that I was being disingenuous by doing that. And no one has done that recently. I'm just being clear. I just like to reiterate it for you, the person who's watching, that my book hauls are me literally showing off what's been sent to me. And I also always share it on my Instagram. If I have reviewed the book, it will clearly say that it was gifted before I read it. Well, not before in the review, but it'll say it at the end. But any book you're seeing on here, it was sent to me. There was no money that exchanges hands. The books were sent to me. And so I'm showing them to you guys. And if they sound interesting to you, you can check them out, right? I try to get to the ones that interest me, but I never promise any indie author that if they send me a book that I will read it. Like, I'm just even at that point now where just because you send me a free book doesn't guarantee I'm going to read it, right? If I signed up for the ARC and I chose to read the book, then I'm promising to read it. But if someone reaches out and is like, hey, I'll send you a book in exchange for a review, I just don't do that. I just don't. But I'm happy to share it in one of these videos. And there you go. I didn't mean that intro to be so long, but it just, again, there is no one who spurred that. I just wanted to be clear to you guys again, like, these books I'm about to share that I got for PR, nobody paid me to share them with you. There's nothing more to it than that. But I do want to start out quick with, I did get my Bound in Fiction rep package, and one of my most anticipated items, she finally made it and sent it to me, and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to show it off. Normally I just show these on my Instagram, but Bound in Fiction is this absolutely delightful lady who, she's actually from Australia, but she makes stickers, bookmarks, she has t-shirts, all the bookish goodies, all of that. And there's this one like series of bookmarks she does that I'm obsessed with. And I have wanted a dystopian something for so long, because that never gets made, right? Like people do contemporary, they do historical romance, fantasy, sci-fi. No one does a dystopian, right? And she designed for me, well, not just for me, but I have been bugging her about it for a long time. One of those like admit to post-apocalyptic book club, reading through the apocalypse, admit one, wasteland wanderer. And look, there's even a little asteroid coming up. So this bookmark is available in her shop now, and I will have it linked down below. And you can use my rep code, which is TBR10, as in the Book Refuge 10, for 10% off. So there is the post-apocalyptic one. Also, she has a series that she's doing right now that are these stained glass looking designs, which it's hard to like show on camera, but like, you know, you can see like when you're reading and the sun hits, it'll be so pretty. So this is one of the designs I just got. It has butterflies. Let me show you. Do I have one of the other ones in this box? I don't. It's in my book. She has a design that is kind of inspired by ACOTAR. There's a dragon series she has right now of different colored dragons. But I love these bookmarks so much. And then just a couple stickers that she has out right now. She has these ones that are lifetime membership to different book clubs. I picked Arranged Marriage and Grumpy Sunshine. But she does have like a bunch of the tropes. And then there's this sticker that says, in a really good place right now. In my book, of course, not mentally. I need to do a Kindle refresh after I got these. And then this one says, all I do is read romance and drink coffee. I need to get her to design one that is all I do is read romance and drink energy drinks, because that's like what I'm into right now. But anyway, those are a few from her. And then the final thing to say about bookmarks is I discovered this by accident. It's a hack. And I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I just wanted to share it. So I've also shared before that I'm really into cross-stitching right now. It's kind of my like one of my granny projects that I like to say. And I say that with love, because I know I have some grandmothers who watch my channel. I say granny project because it reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother's the one who got me into all crafts, basically. So when I say granny craft, I mean that with the utmost respect. But that's what I look at my sewing and crocheting and cross-stitching as. But anyway, and so I have a lot of these boxes that you can put your threads in. And I was just organizing my thread the one night, and I had these bookmarks setting on my table right next to it, because I had just gotten these in the mail and I was looking at them. And I realized that the bookmarks fit perfectly in one of these boxes when I had the slots removed, because I have one of these boxes where you can take the slots out and make it a big section. Like, I don't want to take it fully out right now, but like you can take these out. And so the bookmarks fit perfectly, and then stickers as well. And so if you have a bazillion bookmarks like I do, now not every style of bookmark fit in here, but particularly these ones from Bound in Fiction are all like this size, and they fit right in there. How freaking cute is that, you guys? How freaking cute is that? One of these is like, I mean, I think you can find some at the Dollar Tree, but it does have to be one of the ones where you can remove the slots. Like I have another box of threads that it is permanent, but there's some of these with the movable slots. Like, dude, how cool is that? So I literally have my sticker, and this isn't everything by any means, but I did move most of my Bound in Fiction stickers in here, because these are the ones I use in my Kindle refresh the most. So it doesn't close when you have it standing up, but when you tip it back, they all fit in there. This is only like half of my bookmarks, by the way. I have a bazillion. So anyway, I've spent 10 minutes on those. We haven't even got to that yet, but that's what we're here for. Okay, let's move on to the PR, and then we'll get into books that were gifted to me from viewers, and then we'll get into the books that I purchased, which include actually some nonfiction for once, so we'll get to that. Okay, here we go. So, I got this sent to me. I believe Nerd Fam is the ones, but it did come right from Amazon, so it didn't have a note or anything in it. But this was sent to me by E.P. Bali, and this is, I believe, a prologue that starts off a Why Choose series from this author. So this is Her Vicious Beast, The Beginning by E.P. Bali. A very nice matte cover. Look at the beautiful cover here. There's some skulls and things. I think is there a picture of her? Yeah, there's a picture of the heroine. Love it. And this one, real quick. So this one originally came out in 2023, and I believe this series just completed, and that's why they sent this out. But this one just says quickly, in a world of vicious beasts, if you're not a predator, you are prey. Aurelia is a discarded girl forced to live a life of isolation. She is forbidden to speak of her powers and forbidden to find her soul-bound mates. She awaits the day she can escape to a human college and live a life free and away from her father and the beasts that might come after her. But when she is called to heal an injured beast locked away in a dungeon, he's not the only monster caged there, and the course of her life changes forever. So this is the prequel or book 0.5 in Her Vicious Beast, which is a contemporary fantasy spicy shifter book that is MMMMMM series. So there we go. If you like Why Choose, maybe check that out. Then I just received, just the other day, these two books by Lux Raven. Now, I believe these books aren't out yet. And so these are early release, and I think it's supposed to be a duet, and these will be both released like around the same time. But these are gorgeous. And so this is a paranormal romance, and there's Siren's Mark. These are gorgeous. She did sign these. And I'll say something else about them in a second. And then there's Siren's Fall. I believe these come out the first week of October, if I'm correct from what I saw. But yeah, she sent me these, and I love this. So one of the other things I want to put out there, if you are a indie author who wants to send me your book, if they are sending me a book from their own collection, right, like I said, Vicious Beast was sent directly from Amazon. Totally fine. Thank you for the book. No problem. But if an author is sending me a book from their collection, something that I love is when an author will highlight some of their own favorite quotes in their book, right? I know that's an extra step to add. I get it. But as someone who annotates books, I just find it makes me want to read the book so much more. It gets me really excited. So in here, she did highlight a few things. Let me read the first one because it's earlier in the book. It says this. Yet tonight, this one girl slipped past all my defenses. A lifetime of building self-control and discipline was all but meaningless against a pair of gray eyes. Immediately love. Immediately love. So much. So, let's say what these two are about, but like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous, all right? Okay, it says, after developing a string of unexplained symptoms and chronic pain, Ava Reynolds has resigned herself to an unremarkable life as that sick girl. That's right, she said there was chronic illness rep in these books. That's awesome. But everything changes the night her relationship implodes and she ends up in the arms of a tattooed stranger named Zane. Ooh, we love a Zane. Zane is more than just dangerously attractive. He's an ancient siren with supernatural powers of seduction and a venomous kiss that can drive anyone mad. He could have anyone, but he only wants her. As Ava is pulled deeper into a hidden world of sirens, incubi, and demons, her once ordinary life becomes anything but. But is she truly falling in love, or is she just falling under his spell? So, like I said, I believe this is a duet, or else, yeah, I think this is a duet. I could be wrong, but, so we have Siren's Mark and Siren's Fall. I will leave a link to the pre-order if you want to pre-order these, but I love it. She did do some highlights in both books, so very intrigued about this one. Love it. Such high quality books too, by the way, Lux. Love it. Okay, let's see. Are there any more that were from authors directly? Yes, there was this one, which I've been a bad girl. I've been trying to get through this one because I did get an ALC of this book as well. But this is The Prince of Power by Skyler Mason. And this book just came out recently. And there were ALCs available on NetGalley, and I did grab one. And it's narrated by Corvin King, which if you ever heard Corvin King do a dark romance, like, you know, okay, you know, the man's voice is like, like I have goosebumps just thinking about it. But this is a college romance, secret society. I know that the heroine is supposed to be a virgin sacrifice. Yeah, she's supposed to be a virgin sacrifice. But she ends up catching, he's the most okay, let me just read it instead of bouncing around, okay? Let me just read it. But here's a little bookmark of Damien, our bad boy here, and also there's some cool edges on this one. Let me see, I thought I had a full-size picture of this one, but I guess I don't. But here's them as a couple, the couple in the book, and like, I love that. I thought I had a picture of that one, but it might have got lost. This is the cover most people have probably seen. Yeah, the author sent me like there's three different covers for this book. But this is the one you've probably seen. But this one says this: he took me captive, now I own his black heart. I never meant to catch his eye, but once Damien Cross, the most feared man at Ashford University, claimed me, there was no escape. He's a storm in human form. Ooh, clever line. Okay, I like it. Tattoos, cold blue eyes, and a voice that makes promises no sane girl could ever want to hear. As heir to the 400, the secret society that rules from the shadows, he's been raised to take whatever he desires, and he desires me. You're mine now, he vows, and I'll destroy anyone who dares to touch what belongs to me. I should hate him. I'm the pastor's daughter who spent her life living clean, following every rule. He's the ruthless prince who bends the world to his will. But there's something in the way he watches me, like I'm the only thing holding him together, that shatters every defense I have. His obsession is my undoing. He locks me away in his castle, showers me with impossible luxury, and makes it clear I'll never be free of him. But as the danger around us closes in, the girl who once lived by the rules will have to break them all to save the man who refuses to let her go. Because when love is born in darkness, it just doesn't burn. It consumes. So the startup of this one, though, is that the hero is supposed to find a virgin sacrifice. And because she's the pastor's daughter, it's believed that she'll be a virgin and she's going to be the one given as the sacrifice. But he ends up wanting to keep her instead, is what I believe. And like I said, I did start this one. I'm so bad. I'm only a little ways into it. But I have the audiobook and I want to get to it. But thank you so much to Skyler Mason for sending this. And I'm super into the idea of that book. Like, no jokes. Super into it. Should I have put those stickers in there? No, because I'm going to put this book over here. Okay. Okay, I think those were all the ones from the authors directly. I did have a bit of promo here as well from Ann Einerson because Wrangled Love came out recently, and she always sends the sweetest promo stuff for her ARC readers. So this was so cute. This is a Brier and Jensen, and this is a single dad small town romance, Bluebell, Montana. She always gets the cutest art done here. Yeehaw, we got a little sticker. Ooh, I like those stickers. Those got to get added to the box over there. But then we have our beautiful artwork of them. Look at them. Look at them. They're so cute. They're so stinking cute. She does such a good job with those. So that was for that one. Okay, now I think all the rest are from publishers. So we'll go through these a bit quicker. I won't read as many details about these ones because they're bigger books that are out there. But a book that's coming out August 19th is Endless Anger by Sav Miller. I know this is the first book in a second generation series from the, I know it was like Promises and Pomegranates and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a college romance. And oh my gosh, a little bunny. He's so little. So yeah, this one is gorgeous. I have never fully read all of Sav Miller, any of her books, but I'm going to try the second gen series and maybe it'll be good luck for me like Rena Kent was. Who's to say? then I'm very excited to try these. These were sent from the publisher and from like NerdFam. Is weird. Like NerdFam did the sign up, but then Penguin Canada is the one who reached out to have me like do it. So they sent me both of the books in, I believe this is Duet and yeah, the Cursed Crown duology. And this is a second chance romance, which I'm so intrigued by. I actually did grab the audiobook of book 1, so which is The Sins on Their Bones. And then book 2, which is the one that had just came out, is The Lure of Their Graves. Okay. Let me show you a bit of, oh, there it is. I'm so sorry. There was the art for the Prince of Power there. Sorry about that. Here's the art for this. Look at that beautiful couple. And then here is a full character art there. So I think this one might end up being like triple M. I can't quite remember. But this one says it's set in Jewish folklore inspired reimagining of 19th century Eastern Europe. And this is a high octane sexual tension and a web of romance. And they are actually, I believe, like ex-husbands is what this one's supposed to be. So I'm like, that is intriguing. A fantasy with ex-husbands. So I'm into it. But yeah, I'm going to try to read this first one. Actually, I have it on my TBR this month. We shall see. But that was sent my way. Then Valentine PR sent me over Hard to Fake by Piper Lawson. This is book 1 in the Denver Kodiaks. I have never read a Piper Lawson as far as I can recall. This is, let's see, just a few here. This one says it's a interracial relationship, boy falls first, fake relationship, only one bed, secret, romance, siblings, best friend. So, is this in college though, or are they... I mean, it says it's new adult, so I kind of think they might be in college then. But yeah. Brothers, teammate, sports, romance with sorority, reunion, a college crush. And so maybe they're like out of college? I don't know. But there's a whole series here. There's Hard to Fake, Hard to Take, and Hard to Break. Is this the same couple all the way through? I think this is literally a trilogy about the same couple. That never happens. Yeah, this is a trilogy. Wow, that's a choice, Piper Lawson. People don't do that. So this is the first in a trilogy, not just a series. So keep that in mind anyway. There we go. All right, then we have one that is very high on my list here. We have Saving the Rain by Elliot Rose. This will be the 4th book in the Crimson Ridge. This is an stepbrother romance, or they were ex-stepbrothers or almost stepbrothers. I can't remember. Yes, they're stepbrothers, and I can't wait to read this. It's going to be so freaking good. Yeah, this is Casey's book and his stepbrother, Zeke Rainier. So, thank you, Kensington, for sending me that. Okay, then Valentine PR also sent me a surprise book here. This one is called Love Fast, and I do have this one on my TBR for the month as well, because it just seems really cute, and I did snag the audio for this one. So this is Love Fast. This one is Rosie and Byron, and I think it's kind of like a holiday romance here, and it's snowy and cozy, so I love that. It came with a, oops, here we go, Grizzly's Bar and Grill right there, and I also had some artwork here. Let me show you. Come on. Stupid envelope. There we go. All right. We got some artwork of the couple right there. So we got Star Falls. This one is a Western small town. Ooh, snap. Billionaire MMC, runaway bride, forced proximity, neighbors to lovers, workplace romance. So... and then we got a bunch of cute, we got the Colorado Club membership card I got sent, and some stickers here. So, golden fun times for sure. So many stickers, y'all. Alrighty. Then this was one I have already read, and I don't recall if I put it in a book haul or not. So we're just going to show it real quick. I tried to double check. I don't think that I had. I think I got this right after I filmed the last one. But it is for Empire of Seduction by Mila Finelli. And it was even signed to me. This was sent to me by her, which is so sweet. And then it just said, I hope you enjoy Vito and Maggie. And then we had Whatever You Say, Paparino. That's right. This has slight daddy stuff going on. Introverted but willing to discuss Mafia Romance. And then Danger, You've Been Mafioso'd. Great. And then our couple picture right there. I adored this one so much. Mila Finelli is also Joanna Shupe, and I love her stuff. Okay, then there was Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova, which has been highly requested that I read. And I was holding off on it because I was hopeful that Bloom was going to send it to me, and they did. And yeah, this one says, An only good riot soldier is a dead one. And I believe this is supposed to be fiercely enemies to lovers. Yeah, dark romance, enemies to lovers, forced proximity. He stabs her. And it's not hot, and he stabs her, but hot. He wears a mask, and it says, If Call of Duty was spicy. I've been seeing nothing but wild, crazy things about this one. So, this one comes out September 2nd as reimagining, anyway. This was an indie pickup one. Okay, then, from Entangled Amara, I received Forged in Blood by Sadie Kincaid, which is out now. I have never read a Sadie Kincaid, but I did grab the audio of this one. So it says, Every few millennia, a child is born. Some say they're marked with a curse. Others claim they possess the power of the ages. So there we go. The art with this one just says, Imagine Vampire Diaries, Twilight, and the bonds that tie had a spicy love child. So we love to see that. And, oh yes, one final PR one, which is absolutely delightful. Hold on. I was reached out to by SJ Tilley's PA and asked if I wanted a box for Mountain Daddy, which, hell to the yeah, is the answer to that, okay? I just read and reviewed this one the other day, and it was quite the ride. So in it, we had the Rocky Ridge Inn hat. Love it. Love it. We had an adorable little fox, Buddy the Fox. If you know, you know. There was some father figure deodorant, which smells amazing. Just subtle perfection. There is some nail polish that says Be Kind. That is in this pretty blue color. There's a shot glass for the Rocky Ridge Inn. Then we got some artwork. Now, I won't show you all of it because they sent a freaking lot. But so kindly, Wander sent, he did some flannel photo shoots for this. And I got 2 shots of Wander signed, which is delightful. And then again, there's a ton of stickers, so I won't show you all of those. But what was so cute in here was they sent a room key for room 2, which is the room that they sneak away to. And it legit has my like name on it and the room number. And then it is a Rocky Ridge Inn. And this like leads you to the book there, which, how freaking cool is that? Like, I'm literally obsessed with that. Then there was 3 cards from Llaya Junkco. We had Buddy the Fox, Flannel and Biceps, and Dad's Best Friend. And then the gorgeous book itself here. Now, there was also a brownie, which I have eaten by now. And there was also a candle that smells like a brownie. And it was a bit of a mess, I will say. It was one of those candles that looks like dessert. And it did kind of like get on some of the stuff in here, unfortunately, which is a bummer. And it has a scent that really aggravated my sinuses. So that was also included, but I did dispose of it. And then here is the gorgeous copy of the book. Mountain Daddy. Special copy of this here. We had flannel on the back and Buddy the Fox. So this was so kind of S.J. Tilly to send, and I love it so much. This book was a wild, fun time, you guys. Oh, there was also some fake foliage, which who doesn't love some fake foliage, right? The foliage. Okay. All right. Now let's do a few that were gifts before I get into the ones that I hauled. So, I had this sent by, I believe Caitlin sent me, You're the Duke That I Want. This is by Lenora Bell. I had this on mine because this one is supposed to be like inspired by Grease. So there's like Dan Walker and Sandrine, you know, instead of like Danny and Sandy, there's Dan Walker and Sandrine Oliver. So that is so fun. Then, and I knew this one, I literally got this one the day after I did the last book haul. They were sent separately, but one of my patrons sent me the entire Love and Hockey series because I love it so much, which is amazing. I'm so happy to add that to my collection. Then, in my last video, I did haul books 1 and 2 in this series, but I want to show you the whole series together because Naru sent me the Mystic Box editions of the Alliance series, which are stunning. They're hard to do justice on my camera. But Nero and King I did get last time, but then I received Dom and Hans as well, which are just gorgeous. I love the end papers underneath that one right there. Hans right there. These are stunning. So, thank you so much, Naru. I'm obsessed with these. They're gorgeous. Okay, and then we have a bit of a haul that I did by myself. So, we have a mix of recent releases and some like re-releases and stuff like that. So, we'll just go through. I did get Learn My Lesson. Source Books is redoing these covers, which I'll just show you again. I hauled this one before, but I am obsessed with these covers. I already have the cover for Desperate Measures. Now they just put out Learn My Lesson. These are stunning. They're just gorgeous. I cannot wait to have this whole series. They're just... I ordered the special edition of Where We Bloom from Kristen Proby. I'm so bummed because I missed out on book 2. I didn't order it quick enough. So this one I pre-ordered well in advance. This is book 3 in the Blackwells of Montana. And this was one of my favorite books in July. I had also pre-ordered The Secrets of Jane, book 2. I am still waiting around for the audiobook to continue this series, which is a bummer because I am so pumped to read it. But this is book 2 in The Secrets of Jane. Book 1 was one of my favorite books earlier this year. She sent me this sexy little bath scene too. Absolutely love this series. I got my Darkly Bookish Box copy of Firebird. I want all the editions of Firebird. Thank you very much. Oops. Oh, I need to stick this in here. Oh, yeah. There's the end pages. Gorgeous. And then under here, stunning. 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 I love it all. I love it all so much. It's gorgeous. There is my copy of Rose and Chains, which I did order this before. I don't really care for this book as much, but it is gorgeous, okay? Like, there is a gorgeous copy of The the Irresistible Urge that I also want, because I'm sorry, they're just stunning covers. They're just stunning covers. So, yep, I have it on my shelf. Then, as I mentioned at the beginning, I had to buy myself a copy of Protected. This released at the beginning of July, or was it the end of June? I don't even remember when it came out now, but I ordered it, of course, my copy of Protected. Then, a couple others here before we wrap this up. I finally got a copy of Wicked Love. I still need a copy of Crazy Love, but this was book 4 in the series by Willow Astor. I have A Chance at Love by Beverly Jenkins. This is one of our book club books for this month for Rake Appreciation Society. I do have the audio, but I mean, how gorgeous is this cover? Can't wait to read this one. I got my copy of The Wingman. I had to get a copy of The Matchmaker, which I'm actually including. So these two are going to be book box options for my patrons this month, and I'm so happy about it. Like, I loved this book, and this book is just so good. And now I have Daddy Sterling in my hands, and you should definitely go snap him up because he's gorgeous. I finally got myself a copy of Deacon, which I can't believe I didn't have yet. Of course, Amazon has to bend it up, but there's my copy of Deacon. And then Thorns and Fire, which just released, and I loved it. I gave this book 5 stars. I'll be talking about it in my weekly wrap-up. So, love that. In fact, I'll put it back here, because this is where I put my weekly wrap-up books. So that is all of the books I bought that were fiction. There's just 2 others I want to show off, just because I do show off all my books. I bought mini amigurumi that do the ocean designs. These are for crocheting. And I also bought a cross-stitch Bible because there are just so many stitches that I do not know how to do. And so I picked up this one by Claire Montgomery. And this one is by Sarah Abandano. And there actually is a whole series by this author who's done other small ones like this. But yeah, I've been working on some mini animals, and it's been a lot of fun. Here they are. There's also mini birds and mini animals, and then succulents. Those are all ones that she does. And then the very last thing I bought, this was a complete indulgence, but especially with Blood of My Blood coming out, which, yes, people have asked, I will be reviewing. At least I'm going to the first 2 episodes, which are out now. I'm actually going to watch them tonight. And then after I film my weekly wrap-up tomorrow, I'll film my review of Blood of My Blood. But the Outlander Oracle deck just came out. Now, I'm not really into tarot or Oracle, but each of these cards was designed by Karina Giada, and they're so gorgeous. I had to have them as an Outlander lover. So this Oracle deck is available, and I was able to find it at my Barnes & Noble, but it's available on Amazon. So it, of course, has the little booklet about what each of the cards mean. And then when you open it, there's the thistle on the back of these. Look, my nails match this. I just love it. And there is 52 cards in this deck. And they're all designed just gorgeously. I won't go through every one of them, but they're just stunning. And I had to have them just as a lover of the art there. So I did buy the Oracle deck. So that I can use some of these just when I want to stare at beautiful Outlander images. So, but yeah. So there you go. That is everything I bought in the last month or received in PR. Let me know which things you're excited for me to see. Again, the indie authors, I will link their books down below if you want to check them out. And thank you so much for watching, friends. I'll see you next time.